Okay, let's see how to deploy it. So I'm just going to visit my website, so arkprocoder.com. So I have written a blog for it. So I'm just going to scroll a little bit down so you can see deploy a Django application at AWS using CICD pipeline. Just click on to the read more over here. So here I have written the blog for it. So as you know, right, the CICD pipeline is something like continuous integration and continuous deployment. So it is a very famous concept which is being used for the deployment concept. So basically, right, it will be like a pipeline and there will be three stages. The first, the code is going to build, then it is going to verify, then it is going to deploy. So whenever we are going to do any changes, just we have to just push the code into the GitHub. So automatically deployment will happen. So that is being taken care by our CI/CD pipeline over here. So there are a lot of steps to create it, and let's see one by one. So you can see here AWS code pipeline structure, which is given by the Amazon Web Services. So it's going to, whenever we're going to commit the code, it is going to deploy and the EC2 instances, and this is the format it is going to happen. So let's see how we can create it. So here I have written neatly the step by steps, and I am going to show you guys the complete how to set up the AWS account and all those things. So here one thing is mandatory, you need to create your AWS account as we have. So this is our AWS Amazon Web Services console, so where we are going to just do the sign in into it. So I have a sign in into my account. So here then we need to just set up the IAM role first over here. Then we need to create a EC2 instances for the servers, and we need to use the code deploy installation steps, and there will be a code structure, and there will be creating a configuration files for it, and there will be a code pipeline stuffs with all the things we need to follow to deploy our Django web application into the AWS EC2 instance. So let's try to create a first IAM role setup over here. So first we need to just create a IAM role setup. So here I have said here I need to just create a first role. So I'm just going to use this particular thing as for the reference. I'm just going to slide it into, I have two screens, so I'm just going to follow this particular steps from here. Okay, so you can refer it within the blog. So I'm just going to follow the steps and I'm going to create it here. So first I need to search for the IAM role. So I need to just for the IAM role. So this is the IAM role, right? So I'm just going to search it, or else you can just search it from here. So once I click on to the IAM role, so there is a roles. I'll just click on to the roles. So I need to just click on to the create roles. So then I need to just keep the AWS service as it is. Then I need to click on to the EC2 instance for the usage. Then I need to just click on to the next. So here I need to just search for the thing. So I'm just going to search for Amazon EC2 role for the AWS. So it is in the blog, you can just search it directly, just copy paste it and just search it over here. So here it is not getting right. So Amazon EC2 rule. So I think the spelling got mismatched. So let me check for again. So Amazon EC2. So it is not ECE, it is EC2. Okay, so I need to just search for it. So once I search, okay, even that is not been okay. You can see here I am getting it, Amazon EC2 role. Okay, so Amazon EC2 has been getting fetched. So I'm just going to select the first one. I'm just going to click on to the next. So then I need to just provide the particular role name to it. So I'm just going to give the something like a role name is, I'm just going to, we are setting up the IAM role, right? I'm just tell IAM role EC2. I'm just going to keep it something like IAM role EC2. I'm just going to keep it as Anis over here. Okay, so whatever you like, you can just keep it. Then I'm just going to keep everything as it is. Then I'm just going to click on to the create role over here. Okay, so it is telling me invalid, the role name cannot be alphanumeric, or it cannot be having anything. Okay, it is telling invalid name, role name can contain alphanumeric character or any of the following. So it is telling invalid name for it. So let me keep it as something, I'm just role name. So I'm just going to keep it as a Django Anis. So I'm just going to keep it as a Django Anis over here. So I'm clicking onto the create role over here. I hope this time it is going to create it. So you can see it is just showing me creating a role Django Anis over here. Okay, so you can see role got created. So the Django Anis has been created over here. You can see AWS service EC2. So then what I need to set here next. So then I need to click on to the, so I'm saying first we have created a role. Okay, we have just selected the EC2 and click on. So then we need to just add the permission. So I need to add the permission for it. So here I am saying search the role AWS, this one search. Okay, we have just added the role, right? This is a role we have added, that is EC2 role, done. So I need to create one more role. I'm just going to click on to the again new role. So this time I'm just going to search for this. So I'm just going to search for the code deploy over here. So it is for the code deploy. I'm just going to select the code deploy over here. So again, I'm just going to choose it as a code deploy over here. Okay, so the same thing, I'm just going to click onto the next. So I'm just going to click onto the next. So everything, and I'm just going to tell here code deploy Django Anis. So I'm just going to give it something names like this, and I'm just going to click onto the create role over here. So it is telling me role again, it is giving some of the bugs. Okay, it is telling me can all okay. I'm just going to keep it something like Django Anis CD code deploy. Okay, so this will be the code deploy CD. So if I just click onto the create role, so now you can see it is going to create the role. So basically we have just created the two roles. One is for EC2 and one more is for the code deploy. So once it has been done, so next I need to set up the EC2. So as you can see, I'm just following this step, so even you guys can follow. So you can see search for the EC2. I'm just going to search for the EC2 over here. So I'm just going to search here for EC2. So if I just click onto the EC2, I'm just going to search for the EC2 over here. So then after just searching here, so here I need to click on to the instances over. You can see there is a instances over here. So I can just click on to the instances. So basically this will be our instances. So I need to just click on to the launch instance over here. So I'm just going to set up the keep value pair, something like that. So once I click onto here, it is saying me okay, so launch the particular instance, right? So I'm just going to create a Django server here. I'm just going to create the Django. I'm just going to create, this will be the Django server. I'm just going to create a Django server here. So I'm just going to select it for here as a Ubuntu over here. Okay, so I need to select the type as a Ubuntu. So once I select the type as a Ubuntu, so then I need to just click on to the drop down over here. So I'm just going to select it as a 20th version. So once it is being selected as a version, I need to just click on to the create a pair over here. So I need to, okay, yeah, I need to just create a one particular file that is going to have the credentials of the server. So just click on to the I think I need to just click on to the create a new pairs. So I'm just going to create a new pair over here. So the pair name you can give it as anything. So I'm just going to keep it as something like a, I'm just going to keep it as Django server. So this will be the Django server credentials. I'm just going to click on to the create a key pair. So you can see it is created a Django server.pem file. So this file, what you have to do, once you create it, just click on to the show in folder. I'm just going to cut this particular file. I'm just going to create a new folder. I'm just going to create a new folder. I'm just going to keep it this as Django CICD Anis. So I'm just going to keep it the folder name as like this. So here I'm going to just paste that particular file, the particular credentials. Okay, so this will be the credentials file. So in this particular folder, I'm going to add all the data. So once I come here, so let's come back here. So we have created this particular Django.pem file. So once it is created, so here I need to select allow HTTP traffic from the internet. Okay, so I need to just click on to the allow HTTP traffic from the internet. Okay, so I can allow HTTP traffic from the internet and allow SSH. So you have to just keep this two particular things as it is. So I think allow HTTP traffic from the internet to set up an endpoint, example creating a web server. So it's an endpoint, for example, anything. Rules for allow IP address access, we recommend setting groups to allow IP address only. So basically even I can just select all those things. So I think I need to select the second one or third one. So let me clarify over here. So I'm just going to clarify that particular point. Okay, I need to just select the third one. So I'm just going to select this third one. Okay, so then I'm just going to scroll a little bit down. So once I just scroll, and I need to just click onto the launch instance. Okay, so once I click onto the launch instance, it is going to create the instance over here. So you can see it has been successfully created, the particular instance over here. Okay, so then okay, then you have to click onto the securities modify. Okay, I need to just modify the IAM role now. So I'm just going to click on to the home page. I'm just going to click on to our instances. So I just click on home page, click for instances over here. I'm just going to click on to the instance. So I'm just going to click on to the EC2. So here if I just click on to our instances, so you can see I can able to see my instance over here. You can say I can able to click onto the instance. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to select the instance. So then I'm just click onto the actions. I want to just click onto this particular securities. So I'm just going to click onto the modify. So I'm just going to select the Django Anis as a role. I'm just going to update it. Okay, so this is the one thing I need to just do it. So it is updated. So again I need to just select it. Again I need to click onto the instance state. I need to reboot the particular instance. I'm just going to click onto the reboot. So you can see we have been attached and we have then rebooted over here. So this will be the step 2. So now let's click onto the code deployment installation. So again I need to just click on to the instance and I need to just click on to the connect to instance over here. So you can see if I just click on to the connect, so I'll be able to see the EC2 instance connect session and I can able to see these all the data over here, right? So what I need to do here is, so once I click onto it, so I need to just run this particular commands, few of the commands. So basically I need to just copy this chmod 400 Django server and PEM. So this is a command I need to just copy it. So basically I created a folder, right? I just created a folder that is Django server PEM file. So I need to open this folder into my command prompt. So I'm going to open this particular folder into the command prompt. I need to just run the first command, that is change mode 400 to this one. So it is telling me chmod is not recognized as an internal or external command. So basically it is giving me error. So I'm going to open this thing into my git bash. Okay, I'm going to, because it is like or else you can just run this thing into the PowerShell as well. Okay, so I'm going to run it into this command, that is a git bash. So I'm just going to run this command. So you can see that particular code got run. So this is the one it is going to, we need to run. Basically we are just changing the permissions of this particular file. If it is not running in the command prompt, obviously you need to open into the PowerShell it is going to run definitely. Okay, I'm having a git bash, I'm going to open it. So once I have ran the command, so again I'm going to open this thing into the command prompt itself. So now basically that particular command you need to run it into your this one. So then I need to run next I need to do what? Next I need to copy this SSH. So I'm just going to copy this SSH and I'm going to right click and I'm just going to enter it. So basically we are going to connect it to the server. So I'm just going to click on to the A.W.S. Why? So it is asking me please enter please type yes or no for the fingerprint. I'm just going to click on to the no. So I'm just going to click on to the no for the fingerprint. So okay, it is telling me host key verification failed. Okay, let me try to again log in it. So I'm just going to give it as S. Okay, here I'm just going to giving all S itself. We don't need to give it as a no. So you can see I have logged in into my Ubuntu server. So you can see we have, congratulations, we have logged in. So now that's what I need to do. So next I need to run few of the commands. First I need to enter the command, that is the sudo apt update. So we need to update the particular all the server stuffs. So I'm just going to update the Ubuntu server. So it has been updated. So then we need to install few of the modules. So that is a Ruby module and I need to install the widget, something like that. So this is the one. So now I need to install the Ruby. So I'm just going to tell sudo. So I'm just going to tell sudo, that is apt install sudo atp install, that is Ruby full. So I need to install Ruby full or Ruby full in whatever you like to call. Okay, sorry. So I need to give it, okay, correctly I have given, no issues. Okay, so Ruby full. So that is mentioned into my blog. You can just refer it. So even you can just see. So here I have mentioned, I'm the same thing I'm just seeing and I'm doing it. Okay, you can refer the blog it over here. So it is getting created. So once I just click on to the enter, basically I think this has got something okay, no, it is perfect. Okay, so yeah, so it is got created. Then I need to install one more command, that is sudo apt wget. Okay, so I need to just install sudo apt install wget. We call it as a wget, so it is also get installed. So once we have installed, now I need to just show you. So here we have to get the wget in this particular fashion. Basically I'm saying here is, so it should be something like we need to tell wget, we need to enter this command wget and I need to just tell http bucket name, region identifier and the installation. So basically how you will be able to get the bucket name, so you can able to get the bucket name from this particular instances. Okay, so somewhere we have somewhere here as what we call we have something called, okay, you can just see here it is a Mumbai, right? So if I just click on to this Mumbai, so you can see it is a AP South 1. So basically you can just see it here itself, no need of going anywhere. So basically I have selected as a Mumbai, so you have to click on to the AP South 1. So this will be your command. So I need to run one particular command. So the command I'm just going to copy first from here. So I'm just going to write I'm just going to refer this block. So in this refer here I have said wget. So this is the command I have set. I need to install it. So I'm just going to copy. I'm just going to paste it over here. Okay, in the notepad. So here I need to just change the data. So what is our thing is here? So if I just show you here in Mumbai, so what is showing? AP South 1. AP South 1. So I need to give it same thing over here. So wherever there is a US East one, so I'm going to keep it as AP SOUTH AP South 1. So I'll tell AP South 1 dot S3. Again US East one is the right. Again I'm going to change AP, that is SOUTH South, and I'm going to keep it as a 1. So this is the one thing you have to change it, and you have to run this particular command. So I'm just going to run the same command. Just make sure you are doing the perfect one. Okay, so you can see it has been saying me what happened. So you can see saving is installed. Okay, it is 100% done. Okay, so we have to just tell we are connecting with this particular, that is AP South 1 dot S3 AP South 1 Amazon. This is the same thing we have to run the command. Okay, so once we have run, I'm just going to close this and going to open my blog again. Where is blog is here, right? So I'm just going to drag it to the left. Okay, so once we have said, so again we need to run few of the commands. So we need to run the command. This is the command I need to run. Whatever the command I have mentioned into the blog, I need to just run it. Change mode, that is install. So that is done. So then I need to run this particular command. I'm just going to copy. Again, I'm just going to run this particular command. So once the particular command, this is here is we are logging to the output installation to get to check the agent is running into this particular command or not. Okay. So let's see. So even it is got run. So then again I need to run something like code agent status. So this is a command I need to run. Sudo. So you can see it is active and it is running perfectly. Okay. So then again I need to run one more command, that is sudo service code deploy agent check status. Okay. So the same thing we have done. So basically just to check whether the services are running or not. So we are just running it. So basically the same command I have done here. Okay. So here, just going to copy the command. I'm just going to run it. Okay, see same thing, activity is running. So basically, as you know, so I'm just going to run. So you can see I ran this particular command, even I have run this, and I have run the below two command. So this is the thing we have to do it. So once it is running it, so done. This is our distinct. So now I need to do the project configuration. So now I need to do the particular project configuration over here. So basically what I need to do here is I'm just going to show you the configurations files. So here is the CICD configurations files. So basically these are all the files which I need to use it into my project. Wherever your Django project exists, you need to add this particular configuration files. So here you have a JUnit, Nginx, scripts, and app specs YML file, build specs YML file, and readme files. So I'll be providing you this particular file. So you need to just copy this particular configuration file. Just copy this one. So basically now our project folder is this one. So I'm just going to okay, first I need to okay, let me check once again. So where is it? Okay, so what I need to do is first let me copy my project directory. Okay, so I have a project folder. So if I just open, first I'm just going to copy my project folder. So this is my Django project. I'm just going to paste it over here. Okay, so this will be our project. It is a project blog. This is our Django project. This is my Django project. If I was to open, so you'll be able to see over here. So we have an application, we have the particular blog, and we have this JUnit media and all those things. This is our project directory. So basically let me show you in this fashion. Okay, so let me okay, where is it? Okay, yes. So I had created one particular folder. The folder name I had kept it as okay, CICD. Okay, I think it is in the pro. Okay, let me check one. This will be our folder. Okay, so okay, I had created this particular, basically this will be our project folder. Okay, let it be. Okay, so now what I happened here is, so what I did, there is a project directory. Basically this is our application, this is our blog page, and this is a media files, static files, templates, our database, and a manage.python files, and requirement.txt. So this is a requirement.txt is important, like basically what all the modules is required to run your project. This we will be knowing when we are a Django developer. So now basically I'll be providing you the folders. So the folders are JUnit, Nginx, scripts, and the app specs.yml, build specs.yml file. So these are all the files you have to paste it. So whichever I'll be providing it. So if I just open this particular folder into my Visual Studio Code, so I'll be able to see all the configurations over here. So the basically application blogs are basically our thing. So even you have to see one more thing, one very important concept. So here is a blog project. DRF is our project folder name, and blog is our project name, and where our settings is that will be treated as a blog, right? That will be treated as our project of our Django. So we'll be having a settings, right? So here important thing is you need to add this white noise run server non-static. You have to run this, but you have to add this one line of code. Then you have to make sure you are going to add this into this middleware. Okay, so these two lines you have to add it definitely. So this is the two things, is the one more important configuration in your Django project. Then coming back to your first, I'm just going to tell you the GUnicorn. If I just open the GUnicorn file, so you can see we'll be having a descriptions, and basically we are just adding all the directories over here. So one thing you have to understand, so wherever message, what is the blog project drf is my root folder. So wherever there is a blog project drf, so that is something like this. So blog project drf, you need to change it with your folder name. Suppose you are creating some folder name as different with a different name, you have to change everywhere. In every file you have to open it, and you have to make sure whatever the root folder name is in your folder, whatever the root folder name is in your case, you have to replace everywhere in it. Okay, along with that, so our project data, our particular parent project is this one, right? That is the root folder. Our project, basically wherever the settings.python files is there, that will be treated as our project, right? So now project name is blog here. So wherever your, whatever the project name you have created, so wherever your settings.python file will be there, whatever which in which folder that will be there, that particular folder name you have to change it everywhere. So basically you can see it is in the blog, and it is going to the blog.socket.blog.wsga file. So you have to change the root folder names and your project name, so everywhere wherever it is there. So even in the services, and even if it in the sockets, so the sockets basically it will be the same, so you don't need to change it. So now coming back to the Nginx configuration files, you can see we'll be having a server, and we are having a server name here. So basically we need to just change the server names over here. So the server name I need to keep it as, so basically if I just go to this, so I think if I just go to the instances, I'll be able to get the public IP address of it. If I just click on to this instance, okay, if I just click on to this I think actions, or okay, if I just click on to the actions securities, it is not there. Okay, so I think I need to so this will be our public IP. You can see there is a public IP here. So you can see this will be our public. So I just click on, okay, if I just select it, you can see I'll be able to see the public IP address here. So this will be our public IP address. I need to copy this public IP address, and this is with this we need to just paste it into our this particular file. I'm just going to change our public file here. Okay, I'm just going to change it, that is 310, and this will be our server public IP address. I'm just going to change it over here. In your case, you need to just change it accordingly, whatever it is. Okay, so once it is been done, so if I just scroll a little bit down, so I have correctly copied, right? Because it is starting with the 3. Okay, so this will be the private, and it will be the public. Always you need to just click on to this one. Okay, so now we have pasted our public IP address. So once it is been done, so if I just come back again, so this will be the thing you have to change it. So rest all the things will be the same, and even you have to take care, whatever the root folder name will be there, you have to just change it over here as well. Okay, then next coming back to the script, so you can see we have the scripts. Basically this is the scripts automatically is going to run whenever we are going to do any of the code changes. So it is for the cleaning things, and here we have the like basically to restarting the enabling those particular services and all those things. And here we have the code dependencies for the Python Nginx and this one. And here we have the SS. So basically this is going to run these all the commands whenever we are going to deploy. These all the commands automatically is going to run. So we have the dependencies over here. So basically whenever I push this Django application, first it is going to activate the virtual environment, then it is going to run our requirement.txt file. So you can see it is going to the Ubuntu blog project drf is our project directory, and requirement.txt. You can able to see I have added a requirement.txt as well here. So that is going to, this is all the modules it is going to install it. Okay, so this all the things has been there in your scripts as well. So here you have the app.specs file. So here also you need to just do the changes of your root directory, whatever the folder names you have to, rest everything you have to just keep it as same. And app.build here we have this one as well. So these are the things we have to just keep it as it is over here. Okay, so once it is been done, so once it is been created, so what is the next step? So let's come back, open my blog here. So the project structure directory should be same, so I had mentioned over here. So this configuration I'll be giving it. So after you add your configuration, it should look something like this, your project directory. Now we need to just click on to our code pipeline deploy. I need to click on to the code deployment pipeline. For this, again, I'm just going to my Amazon Web Services. I'm just going to search for, so I'm just going to search for the code pipeline. So I'm just going to search for the code pipeline. So once I search for the code pipeline, I need to click on to the, so I need to follow these all the steps. So I need to just click on to the build. So then after clicking on to the build, create a build project. So if I just click on to the getting started, okay, so I need to just click on to create a code build project. So once I click on to the code build, so it is asking me the create a build project. So I need to click on to the project name. So I'm just going to tell as a Django Anis. I'll just tell Django Anis build something. Okay, description optional. So here everything is all the optional. So here I need to just select as a what? I need to just select it as the source provider as a GitHub over here. Then I need to make sure you are logged into the GitHub. So if I'll just go into login with my GitHub. So already I have been logged into my GitHub account. So I'm just going to click on to the connect to the GitHub over here. So once I click, I'm just going to click on to the confirm over here. So I'm just going to search over here. So basically I have just connected to the GitHub over here. So it has been connected. Now I need to provide the GitHub repository over here. So what I'm going to do here is, so we have already, I'll just show you one. So there is something like Shubham repository which I have been created. So you can see I need to just create one repository. So I need to deploy all our code into it. I need to deploy every code into it over here. Okay, so I'm just going to create a repository. I'm just going to click on to a new create a repository. So the repository name, I'm just going to keep it as, so let me keep it as something like blog project drf itself. Okay, I'll just click as a blog. So what is that? Blog project drf, blog project drf. So I'm just going to keep it something like this. I'm just going to click on to the create repository. So once I click on to the create repository, so basically I'm just going to add all this one. So I'm just going to run all the commands. I'm just going to run all the command over here. So I'm just going to say so how I'll be pushing this code. So obviously, so I'm just going to scroll it down. So basically this is our website, right? This is our right now. So I'm just going to this stuff. So I'm just going to open the command prompt over here. So here I'm just going to say, I'm just going to what I need to just deploy everything into it. Okay, so I'm going to say the same thing, that is I'm just going to run all the commands. So basically I need to, it is inserted only this one. So I'm just tell as a git add -all. I'm just going to add all the data, all the files. So I'll just tell git commit -m. I'll just tell added project. So I'm just going to commit all the directory. So it is committed. Now I'm just going to tell git push -u origin main. So I'm just going to tell git push -u origin main. So once it is getting pushed, so basically if I just come back and if I now, if I just click on, if I just open this website, okay, still it is not loaded. Okay, so now I'm just going to click on to the ARK Procoder. So I'm just going to open the repositories. So I'm just going to open this. It is updated right now. So once I open, you can see all the complete project is been deployed. So I'm just going to copy this code directory. I'm just going to paste it over here. This will be our repository name over here. Okay, so then I need to click on to the next operating system is Ubuntu. I need to use, so runtime will be, I need to just keep it as a standard. So here I need to select the image. I'm just going to select the image, the recent image, that is 6.0. So here I need to just keep it everything as the same as it is. So here optional, we have to just keep it optional, and anything like if I miss anything, okay, we will go to the new services role, build specs, create a build project. Okay, so we'll come back to the batch. So everything just keep it as it is over here. Okay, so artifact, so artifacts also I'm just not going to give it anything, and there is a cloud watch is a cloud watch, right? So select deploy application. Okay, Ubuntu runtime image we have just selected. Then we will go to the new services role. Okay, so we have just keep it everything as it is and click on to the create build project. Okay, that's it. So everything whatever I have just done, you have to just keep it as it is. So here once it is been created, then we need to click on to the new services role. Okay, so it has been created over here. Okay, so now once it has been created, so we have this, you can see where is it has been created here, right? So next I need to click on the menu left. So next I need to click on to the deploy. So I need to just click on to the deploy. Where is the deploy? Is here. So we have done the build, right? So now I need to click on to the deploy. So in the deploy, I'm just going to click on the getting started over here, create application. So then I'll just give the application name as Django Anis deploy. So this is deploy, right? So I'm just going to give it as Django Anis deploy. So select the choosing platform. I'm just going to select the application E2 on premises. So I need to just select this E2 and premises and just click onto the create applications. So once I have just created the uncreated, so I need to just create the deployment group. I'm just going to click onto the deployment group. So then I'm just going to give the deployment group as Django Aries group. Now I'm just going to tell Django Aries group. So I will select the role. So I'm just going to select whatever the role it has been selected. So then I need to we have just selected the role. Then environment configuration, I need to enable the EC2 instances. So I need to just enable the Amazon EC2 instances. So then we need to give the key value as a name. Then I need to give the value whatever the server we created starting, we need to just give it as the same as it is. That's it. Then I need to keep that's all. So then I need to just click on to the, so basically now schedule option never only once. So okay, everything I'm just going to keep it as it is. Done. Here I'm just going to disable the load balancer because we are not having much loader. Just going to click onto the create deployment group. So once it has been created, so you can see we have been created a deployment group over here. So once we have done, now we need to just click onto the creating the particular pipeline for our project. So I'm just clicking onto the getting started, create a pipeline. So I need to just create a pipeline. So I need to give the pipeline name here. So I'll just tell as a Django Anis pipeline. So I'm just going to click on to the existing role. I'm just going to click on to the advanced setting, everything. I'm just going to click on to the next source provider. So I need to give the source provider as here. So I need to just keep default and I need to source provider. I need to just search for the GitHub version 1. So I'm just going to select. So I'm just going to connect to my GitHub account. I'm just going to give the access. It is created. So you can see all my GitHub repositories is getting shown over here. So what is I have just kept as a blog Django DR. This is our repository, right? So this is our repository. I'm just going to select the repository where my code is there. So the branch is a main branch. So then I'm just going to select the name and just I need to just click onto the next over here. So GitHub webhooks recommended. I'm just going to click onto the this one. So here build state, I'm just going to keep it as AWS code pipeline. So I think let's go back. Oops. Sorry. So if once we go, let's click onto the again pipeline. Okay. Pipeline name I'm just going to create as a Django. So basically it went somewhere. Let me. Okay, it is gone. Okay. So let's tell Django Anis pipeline. So actually I just clicked back. It went everything. Okay. Pipeline. So I'm just going to click onto the next. So it is telling me what is saying. Service role is invalid connector. Okay, so it is telling me invalid. Okay, pipeline is invalid. Okay, so let's give it as a Django and is so I need not to give the space here. Pipe pipeline. So just click on to the next service provider. I'm just going to keep it as GitHub version 1. Connect to the particular GitHub. Just give the access to it. Confirm. Connected. Search for the repository. That is a Django blog Django ref. Branch will be the main. So here. So select I have just chosen the GitHub provide and I need to just tell build provider AWS code build. So AWS code build. I need to just select next AWS code build. So I'm just going to select it. So what is the project name? So I'm just going to tell Django Anis build is our project, basically whichever the project name I had given. So then we have just given the AWS select the we have created deployment state, right? So then I need to just click on to the next. Okay. Then it is telling me choose add the deployment stage over here. So the deployment stage AWS code build. Okay, yeah, the deployment stage will be the AWS code deploy. So I need to use this one, AWS code deploy. Application name, I'm just going to select it. Group we have created, we are just selecting everything whatever we created right now. So I'm just going to click onto the next over here. So then I'm just going to click onto the create a particular pipeline after reviewing it. Okay. So once we create a particular pipeline, our job is done. So let's see what happens. I don't know. So I'm just going to, I have just created by just seeing those steps. So let's try whether that is working or not. Okay. So you can see it is going to take a few minutes. So you can see our deployment is succeeded. So it has been succeeded, but here we need to just check it. So if any bugs are there, if any errors are there, it is going to not build it. You can see it is first going to do the source. So you can see congratulations, first is got succeeded. Okay, so our code is got succeeded. So So the second step, it is going to build your project. So let's see whether it is going to build. Then at the last stage, it is going to deploy it. So if anything goes wrong, here only we can able to see the data over here. Let's see whether that is working or not. So let's check. So we have deployed our source code is done, and we have just building it. So this is going to build your project, then it is going to deploy it. Okay, so let's wait for it. So we have to just follow the same steps. So everything has been I have just given everything you into your in this particular blog. You can see we have just everything I have created in the blog, just same I have referred it, and I have just done it. So even you can refer the same thing and do it for any other projects as well. Okay, so it's going to take little bit time. So let me stop the video, and I'll just come back once it is done. Okay, so you can see even that is been built. Our project built successfully. Congratulations. Okay, so now I hope so this things also is going to run. So let's wait for it. I hope that the things is going to work. Okay, so probably, so once it has been running, so just I need to just so you can see all the things has been happened. So now I need to just get that IP address, right? So what was the IP address? I forgot that one. So let's go and I can just check it once it is built. Okay, so the IP address was this one, right? So I have just pasted in somewhere in Nginx configuration. I have pasted the IP address. This will be our IP address to just to see whether our application runs or not. So once I come back here, so let's see whether once it is deployed, I can able to check whether what is the thing it has been going on over there. Okay, so I think I have just set allowed host to start. Basically I have said here but in our website in the blog settings, I have said here allowed host to okay, I have not given anything here allowed host. So basically I need to provide the allowed host as well, I guess. Probably I think it doesn't work. So let me check that it is going to work it or not. Okay, so I need to give it that as a start. I think it won't work. So let's check, okay, whether I can able to access it or not. So once it is deployed, so we can able to, since it is in the progress. So here I'm just going to give as a star over here. Okay, so it can allow to everything. I'm just going to keep it as a start. So once I click onto the start, I'll show you again. I have just done one modification as a star over here. So once I do the star, whether that particular how it is, whether that is again it is going to automatically, it is going to build automatically, it is going to deploy it or not, we are going to check it over here. Okay, so now if I just try to open the website, so what happens, you can see definitely. So as I said, it is this allowed host. It is basically telling me there is no valid hosting if it has been done over here. So you can see, congratulations, all the 3 steps has been done. Our website is also hosted now. Now we did one particular changes. So let me do that particular push again. So I'm just going to push it again. I'm just going to tell git add dot. I'm just going to refer audit again. I'm just going to tell if I just tell git, if I just tell git status, it is telling me you have modified the settings. Again I'm just going to tell git commit. I'm just going to commit -m. I'm just going to tell added IP. I'll just tell I have added the IP. Then I'm just going to tell git, I'm just going to push the code git push -u, and I'm just going to tell origin main. So once I enter this command, so you can see once I have pushed the code, it is pushed. Now if I just come back to our where is it, our pipeline, so let's come back and see again our code is been building. Congratulations. So you can see so good it is, right? So once I just do this particular, once I just commit anything, I do any changes, our project is automatically is going to build it, and you can see it is got build succeed, and you can see automatically it is going to deploy, and again automatically it is going to run all those things over here. You can see this is how this has been very amazing concept. It is a continuous integration and continuous deployment concept. Okay, so let's check whether now we can able to access our website or not. Okay, so I hopefully I'll be able to access it. Okay, so let's check. So you can see here it is automatically, and even our code is built successfully. Now I hope if I refresh, so it is telling me still you need to add, okay, it is telling me you need to add this particular IP address to the allowed host. It is telling me this one. Okay, I think I need to add that particular thing as well. I need to add the IP address into my settings as well, I guess. Okay, so let me try to let's see whether once it is deployed, let's see if it means star means it can allow anything. Okay, so I hope that is also works, and my suggestion is you have to use it this, you have to use the IP address this one, and my suggestion is this one. You need to use this IP address as whatever it is there. So I'm just going to save this one. So let's see if it's built right now. If I try to refresh, so I can see I'll be able to see my home page. Congratulations, it has been succeeded. Our website is been hosted perfectly. So next, to if you do any changes, you need to just do this configuration and you need to just add these kind of stuffs. Okay, so that's all for this video.